Banky special.
Yeah.
Pure deliciousness.
Pure deliciousness, man. My name is Banky, man. Everybody calls me Banky. That's the name that I got from my grandmother when I was young. I'm coming out here after 30 years. Yeah, I ain't got nothing, but I'm gonna have something because I'm rich in personality, you know, and I'm rich in love. My family love me, and that's really all that counts. Shout out to everybody out there on Team Banky Pound, man. Appreciate the love, man. I appreciate the support. As anticipated, I told y'all I was going to bring y'all my little brother when he got out here, man. Whiteboy Cody is right here with me, you know, looking fit and ferocious. We out here, man. We going to chop it up a little bit so y'all can get a better idea of, you know, who Cody is, you know, how we met, what his journey was, you know, went into prison at, 17?
Yeah, I was 17 when I got locked up. 17,
you know, stayed in there 20 years, you know, held his own, you know, got that monkey off his back, man. He used to be, you know, into some stuff. I'm gonna let him tell you, man, he got that off, got himself together. And, you know, as I told y'all, man, we brothers for life, so I knew that, you know, if both of us got out here on the other side, whichever one of us got out first, you know, we was gonna link up, and that's what it is. He out here now. Y'all can see a lot more of him. He trying to get his own stuff jumping off. He got Instagram page so far. Y'all need to go check him out. What's the name of your Instagram?
MacFit Maybach.
MacFit Maybach. MacFit Maybach, because Cody be working out, man, and I'm gonna let him tell y'all about that too, because when I first met him, man, it was a whole different story, man. So, yeah, man, we got Cody right here. What's up, my dude?
You already.
Yeah, man. So, tell him, man, I mean, I remember, man, I'm trying to think of the year that I met you. I'm thinking, what year you got locked up?
I got locked up in 02. I think I met you in 2004, like early 2004.
Yeah, it was either 2004 or 2000. I think it was 2003, because...
It could have been.
Yeah, because I think I had left like 2004 or 2005, or the end of 2004. So, yeah, man, so when you moved in to cell with me, where you was coming from?
I came from Riverside Regional Jail.
Oh, you came straight in with me from the jail.
Oh no, man, my bad. I went to D Meadows receiving. I went to D Meadows receiving. I was there for like 30 days, so it was like that.
Yeah. So yeah, I remember that John though, man. You came there with me, man. I remember the first look, man. Cody had the fade, yeah, the fade. Cody was trying to hold on to that hair, had the little fade and everything. Man, that was crazy, because I'm thinking back on it now, and I can remember that joint like it was yesterday, man. I think my cell won't even open, man, for probably about a week. And then they brought you up in that joint, man. So can you remember back that far? What was going on in your mind when you first came in the joint? You know, just coming into prison.
I know, just coming into Sussex, period. You know, I'm coming from receiving. You know, and they shipping a lot of us out into the regular facilities. When people told me that I was going to Sussex, you know, already everybody like, oh, you going to gladiator school? Like, they getting crazy over there. Like, what? You know, and so I already had my mindset like, oh, all right, it's about to be up.
Right.
You know what I mean? When I first came in the pod, that was crazy. You know, the penitentiary, the whole vibe was different back then, especially on Sussex too, but the air was thick in there.
Yeah, I be telling people that on the joint. I be like, man, it's like when you in prison, when people who ain't never been in there don't understand, I be like, man, you can smell it. You can smell it. It's danger out here. It's tension in here. It's like vibes in here. You can like feel that joint. It's like a real thing. You know what I'm saying? But people who ain't never been through that, they kind of like don't understand it. But I be trying to paint a picture for them to try to make them understand it with the words. But it's like a whole different thing, man. It's different. Like if you walk in a grocery store or you walk out here somewhere, it's just like regular. Some could be going on and you don't know or whatever. But in prison, it's like you can feel it. Yeah, you can feel like, man, it's something that pop off up in this joint.
Energy, everything's different. So, you know, and I told myself coming into the penitentiary, like, you know, I was very confident in myself. I'm like, yeah, I come in, I'm gonna know people. You know, I've been in the streets. I come in here, I'm gonna know people. It ain't nothing. I came in there, I looked around, ain't no nobody in there.
Not a soul. Yeah.
Where all the people I know at.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Because you're looking for that comfortability factor.
Yeah.
And ain't none of that there. I'm just like, oh yeah, this crazy.
And then you probably thinking in your mind, like, all these people I know that got locked up. So when I get in there, I'm gonna be around all. But people don't realize how big prison is. You could be locked up for decades, man, and don't run into people. I know dudes that did just as much time as I did, and I ain't never run across them.
Yeah.
Never ran into them, never ran across them or nothing, man. They did 30, 40 years. I never was around them because you get moved around so much. And with me, man, I went to 13 different prisons. So it's a lot of people that I ain't never run into. There's a lot of people that know me that I don't know, or a lot of people that I know of by name, and they ain't never run into them or nothing like that, right? But I remember when you first came in there, man, and you introduced yourself, and we made greetings or whatnot, man. Then you end up telling me, man, that you was in the gang, man. So you know what I'm saying, try to explain that, if if can.
Yeah, look, I had started. I had gotten with the gang stuff when I went upstate in the juvenile facility. For me, it was more so like a brotherhood. You know what I mean? And I felt like, we had principles and stuff that we were supposed to stand on. I felt like, that makes sense. You know what I mean? I believe in that. All right, cool. Like, this is my dog, this is my brother, this is my homeboy. Okay, this is what we is. All right, cool, this is what we doing.
Right.
So I looked at it from that perspective, man. I had went home from the upstate juvenile facility, went back on the street. I was banging out there. Now, it wasn't a whole lot of gang bangers out there. There wasn't a whole lot of people banging out there. So, but yet and still, I still was who I was. But now when I came into the penitentiary, I wasn't pressed to looking for like a protection group, which a lot of people do that when they come into the penitentiary. They want to gangbang because they looking for the fit in and get their protection group.
Right.
I came in, I was already
doing it,
pushing. You know what I mean? So immediately, I was embraced. You know what I mean? Of course, you had a couple people that I come across. It was like, oh, what because it's a lot of racism,
right.
within gangs, because in all reality, it originated as a black gang. It was a black gang, you know what I mean? So it was a lot of that, but at the same time, it don't matter. Like, I stood on mine, so people was accepting it. And of course, you always have people that you can tell the energy ain't right. You know what I mean? You had people that the energy wasn't right with, but at the same time, I was standing on mine. Like,
I remember, man, because I remember how, I viewed it when I first talked to you, you know what I'm saying? And I was like, I said, you and what? You know what I'm saying? And for the people who don't know, you say you was a blood, and I was like, you a blood? And he was like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? And I can remember hearing the conviction in your voice, right? And I was like, man, in my mind, I'm like, man, you ain't been tripping, you know what I'm saying? And as time went on, and me and you started getting more cooler, you know what I'm saying? And I remember, you know what I'm saying, trying to, tell you, the ills about that, and trying to tell you that, I could remember the dudes start coming to the doors and stuff, and, you doing all these lessons and studies, and I just remember looking at you like, man, I said, man, that John there, and you was like, man, you was basically saying what you was saying there. You was like, man, I've been doing this from the streets, man, and in case y'all don't know, he always had that deep voice, even when he was there. He was like, man, I was doing this from the street, man, and I mean, this is what I do, you know what I'm saying? And I was like, boom, I was even telling you the aspect about the racism. I'm like, man, them dudes don't rock with you for real, dog. And you was like, man, they're my brothers, man, you know what I'm saying? And, this ain't nothing new to me, you know what I'm saying? Woo. And I just remember, but I was also like, I ain't want to push too hard at you, but I could see it, you know what I'm saying? Because I could see from just the fact of me being in the penitentiary for so long, I could see certain things, man. And I saw that, they stayed at the door rocking with you. When you went out, you was with them, this, that, and the third. But I a couple of them dudes, I had been around, and I know them. I know their character, you know what I'm saying? So I was like, boom. But it was times, as time was going on, I was like, man, maybe, you know what I'm saying, they have embraced them or whatever, right? But I also knew, too, that was just dudes in the pod. You know what I'm saying? The Bloods that was in the pod. But the Bloods was everywhere. At this time, they started sprinkling out everywhere. And also, too, at this time, far as like for me, the the gang stuff was just really starting to, you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely, it spread like a wildfire.
Yeah.
While I was there on Sussex, while we was there, like at first it was a few, then overnight the whole compound.
Yeah, because at first I remember the first thing I was saying to my mom, I'm like, man, Bloods and Crips in Virginia. I'm like, man, y'all tripping, man. And then next thing you know, man, as years went on, man, I was every camp I went to, man, they was like flooded. Every block they had not just Bloods, they had Bloods, Crips, GDs, everything in every block. I was like, man, so I could see where it was going as the time went on, and you know what I'm saying. But but just thinking back to them days though, man, I could just remember all of that, man. And then, like I say, as I got more and more, tighter with you, man, because you live with somebody. You gonna end up, you gonna either get along with them, get cool with them, or you probably gonna get them up out of there, or y'all gonna get into something. So we was getting cooler and cooler, you know what I'm saying? So I started feeling more like, you know what I'm saying, a big brother to you, you know what I'm saying, more so then now than a cell partner. So I was really like, trying to get you up out of that junk, man, but you was not budging, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. You was locked in on the junk, man, and it just was a crazy time, man, for me thinking back on it now. What was your mindset? What you was thinking about at the time? What were you thinking about when I was telling you this stuff like that?
I was like, I'm a loyal person. And a lot of times that's been one of the mistakes in my life is not being loyal. I mean, it's good to stand on your principles.
Right.
You got to stand on your principles. But sometimes you get that loyalty to the wrong people. Or you give it to a cause.
Misplaced loyalty is the worst thing you can do.
Absolutely. You know what I mean? So I gave my loyalty to a cause, you know what I'm saying, that I believed that we were supposed to, and a purpose that we were supposed to stand for, what we were supposed to ride for. And in doing that, that means I gave my loyalty to everybody that was a part of that. You know what I mean? When the reality was, the people that was around me, the people that was in the power, the people that knew me, they gonna rock with me. If you around me, you gonna rock with me because you gonna know. But from the outside looking in, they just like, oh, this some white boy, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Or they think they're like, I just came into the penitentiary and I'm trying to get down for protection. Because I'm gonna tell you the truth. If I seen that, I would think the same thing.
Right. You know what I mean? You going from the optics from looking out, you young, you know what I'm saying? You just coming in the penitentiary, now all of a sudden you're a white boy, and then all of a sudden then you a blood. Yeah. So from the optics of somebody looking from the outside looking in, that's probably what they'll think.
I think the same thing.
Right, but they didn't know that you was already doing it before you got in.
Absolutely. Before a lot of them even. You know what I'm saying? And come to find out years down the road that a lot of them, they wasn't even
who they said it
was, you know what I'm saying? Like, and they was passing around literature that wasn't even right, and so on and so forth. But in the discipline thing, like, going over the lessons or working out and things like that, I didn't mind that discipline. You know what I mean? I didn't mind the discipline. It's just like, if you're part of something, you're supposed to educate yourself. You're supposed to try to grow. You're supposed to have discipline as a man. So I didn't really mind those aspects of it. You know what I mean? But I saw the flaws in it. I saw the flaws in the people. And the things you started telling me, it started to register. It was registering already, but when people didn't want me to be a part of it, I got the mindset like, never let nobody take anything from me.
Right.
Yeah, can't nobody take nothing from me. You ain't gonna tell me that I'm not gonna do this. You know what I'm saying? Like, who are you? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? Not just you, like them, the ones that didn't like me, they didn't want me to be a part of it. Like, no, like, I die for mine when you die for yours type thing. Like that was my mindset. You know what I'm saying? But then as time go on, and incidents happen, I had to start asking myself like, damn, am I gonna ride for people? Am I gonna ride and die for people?
They ain't gonna ride and die for you.
Not only is they not gonna ride and die for me,
they might kill.
They might kill me. To me that doesn't equal out.
Yeah, ain't no question.
If you apply math to it, you know what I'm saying, that does not equal out.
Yeah, ain't no question. I understand exactly what you're saying. So, but I was in my mindset, like I say, I was pushing it at you, trying to make you see it, but I had already had enough knowledge at that time to know that, it's just like when you growing up and you're a kid, man, and your parents keep pushing stuff at you, you end up doing the opposite. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So I knew eventually you was gonna see, you know what I'm saying, what was going on, or what I thought that I saw. I knew that. And then, like I say, by the more time you spend around me, I could see things that I knew, by the time I knew your brain, you know what I'm saying, knew what level you thought on, I say eventually he gonna see it himself. And then at the time that little did I know that we was gonna end up getting separated. You see what I'm saying? So I'm thinking in the terms of you gonna be in the cell with me anyway, you gonna see this stuff. Or it's gonna come to fruition. You gonna say, yeah, man, you told me, you boom, boom, boom. And I was waiting for that moment. But you know, like I say, when you in prison, it ain't nothing guaranteed. You know what I'm saying? You don't know when you gonna get moved. You don't know when you gonna get shipped. You don't know nothing. They got total control of your life in there. Whatever they say, that's what it's gonna be. But I remember though, man, when you was doing the studies and everything, man, then when I started telling, man, well, that's the only thing I see bright about. They telling you to work out, you need to get in shape, because when you came there, you was like $130.
I was scrambling, like $130. And a scrambling $130.
Oh, yeah, no question. I remember I tried to tell you to do some push-ups. I used to be on you. I ain't gonna lie, I used to be on you, man. But I know back then you probably was like, man, I want to kill this dude.
I wanted to kill Banky. Listen, I wanted to kill Banky. Banky looked out for me immediately when I came in there, man. For real, you know, at first he would tell me stuff like, you might want to know this. You know what I mean?
For sure.
You know what I mean? Then eventually we started getting tighter. Then it was like, look, bro, you know what I'm saying? This, that, and the third. But, look, I want to kill Banky.
I know you did, man. I look back on that joke, man, and I said to myself, man, but I remember though, because I used to start wrestling Cody and punching on him and making him do push. I remember when I first seen him try to do push-ups, it was like, I said, how many you can? I think I bet you couldn't do like 20, 25. He got like about 12, and you was like scrambling. And I'm like, man, you can't even do 12 push-ups. I mean, what you gonna do, man, if somebody jump on you in the cell, man, you in the cell, you gotta fight for your life and all this, and you like, man, I'm 100 miles. And I'm like, you can't do 12 push-ups. I mean, what you gonna do? And man, I remember you just kept going back and forth. Then I started wrestling you, man. Then I would get you pinned down, and you, man, let me up, man, let me up. And I'm like, man, you ain't getting up. You gotta get up on your own. You gotta get up on your own. You like, man. And I could see it in you. I was like, man, Cody might kill me in my sleep, man.
Hey, look, if I could have beat Bank, you know what I'm saying? Listen, you know, look, the man a boxer, man. You know what I'm saying? The man a boxer. He box. You know what I mean? I'm in there. I'm scrambling. He in tip-top shape. I'm in there. I'm scrambling. If I could have beat Bank, I'd have beat Bank. I'm telling you right now.
It was all for love, though, man. I just wanted you to be prepared. Because I remember saying stuff like that to you. I was like, now what if it want me in here? What if somebody just said, what you gonna do? You gonna be telling me to let you up? They ain't gonna let you up. You gotta get up. And man, I remember what used to make you the man the most, man, because then you be sitting there and you be like, all right, okay, all right. And then you just lay there and be like, get up off me, man, get up off me. Then I do something like, man, I'm gonna tell you, man, I said, I'm gonna lay right here till you can get up. I'm gonna watch TV. And I'm watching TV, man, you used to be mad as I don't know that every little bit you start trying to scramble, get up, get up. And I scramble back and hold you down there, man. Yeah. But I always remember every time I let you up, man, I saw that look in your eye, man. I used to say, Cody man, is I don't know what, man. I know, man, but at the same time, I knew. Because that's the stuff like my uncles them used to do to me when I was growing up. You know what I'm saying? And I knew that in my mind, I used to lock it in my mind, like what they was doing to me. I used to hate them too. I used to say the same thing, man, I wish I could, man, you know, but I couldn't, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, when I got older, right, I was like, boom. I can remember just going through them stages like, and I started working out. I started doing other stuff because I kept that in my mind. Like, nah, I ain't gonna never let nobody be able to get me like that. Or I ain't gonna never let nobody be able to do that to me. So it works, you know what I'm saying? It's a psychological effect. And it worked. And it made me start working out and doing this because my uncles was doing that to me, man. Like I was 9 and 10 and 11 and stuff, man. I used to be crying and you crying and punching on me and throwing me around. And it'll put a mindset in you like, man, I ain't let nobody be. I used to be working out trying to want to whoop him. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I knew the whole time though when he was doing it. Yeah. He was doing it out of love. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You were doing it because you rocked with me though, because you was looking out for me in several different aspects. You know what I'm saying? And at the same time, I looked up to you. I was a kid, man. You come in there, you 18 years. By the time I was 18, I was a kid, man. I looked up to you. Because for real, in all reality, you were bossed up on there. Yeah. And it wasn't just status, you know what I'm saying? It was mentally, you was in tip-top shape, it was the respect, everything like that. And the whole time I'm going over here messing with these clowns, you know what I'm saying? They really won't do nothing, to be honest with you. They really won't do nothing. So everything you did, man, like, to be honest with you, even, see, you probably don't even remember this. I remember one time we opened up a book. It was like I think it was a philosophy book or whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
And it had a name in it. And he was like, what that is? I couldn't even read the name. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it was one of the most, I remember who it was. One of the most,
Aristotle.
No, it was Socrates.
Socrates.
But I didn't know who Socrates was.
Right.
I didn't know how to read the name. And for real, you talk big boy stuff to me after that. You made me feel like I got to be the slowest person on the planet Earth. You know. So but even little things like that.
Yeah.
It made me like, okay, I need to learn something.
Right.
I got to tighten up.
Right.
You know what I mean? Yeah, so everything you did, like, that don't push me in the right direction. You feel what I'm saying? Right.
And that was the purpose, man. I'm glad it worked out, man, for real. Because, like I say, you could give a lot of dudes some jewels, man, and give them some stuff, man, but they won't receive it. They got to be willing to receive it, man. That's the most important part, man. Yeah. And, yeah, man, I at that time that I met you, too, man, I had already came to the stage in my bit, man, where, like, you know what I'm saying, I felt like a lot of dudes misled me when I first came in. They gave me misinformation, you know what I'm saying? And I always say misinform people. Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? And I always just felt like if I'm gonna be cool with somebody, man, I got to try to, you know what I'm saying, get them the things that I think they need to know, especially since the things I had already been through. So I knew what was ahead of you, you know what I'm saying? And that was my whole goal. Like I said, that was my whole goal, man, is to try to, you know what I'm saying, instill some stuff in you that will probably, you know, carry on with you, man, throughout your bit. And yeah, you know, as I can see it did. And that, you know, I remember when I ran into you years later. We'll get to that, but I do remember when I did run into you years later, man, just the sight of you, man, I was like, boom, I was like super proud, man. I was like, hey, man, that's my dude, you know what I'm saying? Because you had just had the physical transformation, you had the mental transformation. It was just crazy, right? But we go back to, I can't even remember what it was, man, where they eventually came and moved. I think they was doing something, that's what it was.
It was a workers' party.
They was turning it into a workers' party. And I had the barber job. And by you not having a job, they move you. So they not only move you like to another city, they move you to a whole other block. They move you downstairs. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I was upstairs, ended up getting another set. And that's crazy. That's a crazy coincidence too. Cause I was talking to my little homeboy today, man. He called me, still in there fighting for his liberation, man. Free Munchie. Shout out to Munchie. Yeah. But he brought up. Now that's how the universe be working. Cause I hadn't heard this name in a long time. But I remember when you left, the dude that moved in the cell, my name was Inf. Cause Inf had a job of cutting hair too, and Inf still locked up. Cause Munchie was talking to me today. He was like, man, I'm like, man, it's like they almost all the old timers gone, man. They still holding me, man. Ain't nobody in here old time, man, but me and Inf. You know what I'm saying? I was like, Inf. He was like, yeah. I said, Inf with the birthmark on his nose. He was like, yeah. I said, man, that was my salad. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, Inf ended up moving in the cell with me, but I can remember it was either Inf, it was either Inf or T White. Shout out to T White too. T White out here now doing real good. But it was one of them two that came after you. But yeah, but after you moved out to cell me, man, they moved you downstairs in a block. So what happened from that point when you moved out to cell with me?
You know, I went down there. I was in the cell with actually your homeboy,
Spider. Yeah,
DC,
Spider out here now too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, doing good to me. Yeah.
Spider so I was in there with Spider, man. You know, it was a lot of the same stuff. I was still politicking with the homies that was upstairs, with the gang that was upstairs. But you know, a weak person, man, or weak individuals, they feel like, okay, he's separated from his support base. Now we can get crazy. So I feel like that's what they did, man. You know, they started getting a little bit more rowdy or whatever. But then they were like, yo, you got to show me or whatever. And that's when the dude, Cody, was like, he was trying to wreck. He was trying to fight. Now, mind you, I'm like $130 soaking wet. I can barely do push-ups. Cody was like 6'5". Yeah. You know,
he's a big young.
You know, but I'm like, I don't duck no wreck. I ain't afraid of nobody. All right, I'm gonna fight him. Like, yeah, all right, that's what it is. That's what you want to do. Okay, let's go. You know what I mean? I fight for mine. I ain't tripping. So I went to fight him. We started fighting, and believe it or not, I was holding my own in that. You know what I'm saying? Then somebody hit me. Somebody stabbed me.
Right.
I felt the jump. I couldn't really, you know what I'm saying? I saw a dude run off, you know what I mean?
Right.
Now, you know, the door's locked there, you know what I mean? So we in the staircase. So when they run off and run out the door locks, I can't get to them, so on and so forth. And, you know, it's a big like, I guess like crowd, people going different directions, people scattering through the staircase, so on and so forth. So my first instinct is, I ain't going to the police. Yeah. I'm going to the cell to patch up. I'm going to tie this. I'm going up there to towel. So my whole shirt, now I got a white tee on. My whole shirt leaking. It's blood. You know what I mean? I just try to hurry up and get past the police, because when you go into the pods, you got to pass the police back. Right. Run upstairs, get to the cell, put the towel in the window, and I'm trying to tie off my side. I'm just leaking. I'm trying to tie off my side, but they saw me when I came in. They saw me go past them or whatever. Saw my shirt was all blood. So they came up there. They got me. They took me out. Whatever. Went to the hospital. Went to the hole. We know who the individual was that did it. You know what I mean? So pretty much, I remember being in the hole, man. I remember trying to get word to you, man. To send word to you, because I know you was like, you sent word to me ASAP. Like, man, who did that? Yeah, who responsible for that?
But I don't know. I don't want to stop you, because I want you to remember where you at. Cause I want you to pick up. But I don't know if you picked that up, because you just told me something that I never knew. And see, that's a lie to me right there from them. And it's like, that's crazy, because it's so long ago. And when you said it, man, I could just feel my anger just boom, just like that, man. And because I just was thinking, because I never knew that when you was in the stairway that you went in there to fight with Cody. I never knew that. Absolutely. Because look, because I told about this on my other shows. Y'all go back watch Whiteboy Cody part 1 and 2. But when I went back in the block and somebody told me, you know what I'm saying, somebody was like, it was a couple of dudes sitting at the front table. I was just coming in from working out and stuff, and they was like, and they were looking at me funny. So I walked up to them, I'm like, what's up? And it was like, man, no, I'm just saying, man, that's effed up, man. What happened to Cody? I was like, what happened to Cody? And they said, oh, you didn't know? I said, no, what happened to Cody? And then they told me, well, yeah, some dudes, you know, jumping in the stairway and stuff. I said, what? Yeah. So that's when I tried to get back there, and I ended up getting back there, and they told the lady I left my ID or something in the stairway. And I go to the side door. I was trying to get you, and then I got Spider to the side door. I was like, man, what's up? I said, man, tell me who did it. Just tell me. He was like, man, he ain't said nothing, man. He said, man, but he probably going to go to the hospital, man, because he bleeding, man. I said, man, we just... And the lady ran me off. So I remember when I went back upstairs, this part just blew me when you said this. Because when I went back upstairs, that's the first person I went to was Ricardo. Yeah. So I go to his cell, but he got the two dudes standing in his cell on post. So when I go to the cell, I'm like, I said, where's Shorty at, man? So, because I knew he was like the shot caller dude in there. Yeah. So I said, where he at? So he was like, they was like, man, he ain't in here. I said, what? So I go look in there anyway. So I knew they won't do nothing pump faking. And my adrenaline was already going, so they better been pump faking. So I said, yeah, well, tell him when he get back, I want to see him, dog. So, but I'm not knowing this. So then when I'm walking to the cell, my cell, he in somebody else's cell. Yeah. And he called me, right? He ain't got a shirt on or nothing, so when he called me, I walk over there, he was like, what's up, man? I said, man, what's this zone with Cody, right? He said, I don't know, man, I'm going to try to find out, right? I'm hearing about it myself. And this was blowing me, because this is what he telling me. Yeah. And I literally told him, dog, right to his face, I said, man, listen, I ain't even trying to hurt none of that. I said, I'm going to let you know right now, when I find out who did it, tell him I want to see him, dog. Straight. I said, because that's some weak stuff that y'all did. I said, y'all ain't do that when he was up here, and y'all gonna do that. I said, man, I ain't. He said, man, but Bank, man, we don't even know who do. We gonna straighten too, because, you know, this weak family, man, we don't do it. I said, man, I ain't trying. I said, I'm letting you know what it is. But all the time, it's him. Yeah. I ain't know that till you just said that right now. I ain't even know that, dog.
So, you know, in the staircase, you can smack the cameras to the side.
Yeah, yeah.
So, you know, for those that don't know, you know, I'm downstairs. You upstairs, Cado upstairs. So we coming back from rec, say, yo, go to the staircase, smack the cameras aside, we can rec, we can fight. So that's what we gonna do. But so we go in there, we on like the little level, when you come to the stairs, you get the little level playing. We fight. That's when I felt something hit me in the back. That's when I got hit, you know what I mean? I look back seeing who it was. I mean, of course, because I mean, immediately when that happened, my instinct is, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that Bethlehem gonna make you look. Yeah.
So yeah, but
that's
yeah,
crazy, man.
It was definitely,
man, that's crazy, man.
It was definitely so. But then, that happened. I come back from the hospital. They made me go to the hole or whatever.
Right.
Of course, I'm back there. I'm getting kites and letters and stuff back from you. What's what?
Yeah, I called your mom.
Yeah.
And I was telling your mom, I was like, man, when he called you, just tell him. I said, just tell you who it did.
Was. Yeah.
I just want to know who did it because as the days was going on, I could see, cause I had threatened, and I don't take threats like this, so I don't issue them out like this. So I could see they was like nervous and on edge, and they were doing a lot of little huddling when I came out. But I approached them more than one time, and I was trying to get old boy that was downstairs. That old dude that was up there, the older dude, I can't remember his name. They were posted, that came in there, had all this. Eventually turned out to be some fake paperwork, like he was a boss and deep in the joint. I was trying to get him. Spider kept saying, man, them dudes ain't trying to talk to you. You know what I'm saying? They ain't trying to talk to you. So I was more or less really antagonizing him, and I was really trying to wait to hear from you. But man, I was ready though. I was ready for whatever they did. You know what I'm saying? I was ready for it. Even if they would try some sneaky stuff, I was already ready. Cause once I make that threat to you, then I'm already ready to follow through anyway.
Oh, no, but see, I don't know if you remember. You definitely did. You pulled up on them and you said, whoever did it.
Yeah, and no question.
They gotta be dealt with, or I'm gonna deal with all of y'all.
Yeah, and then me and Mom, then I go in the kitchen and press him again.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? But I'm scrapped now. He's scrapped too. Yeah. So I'm trying to antagonize him just to jump out there to say, because I'm looking at it in my mind like, y'all keep on talking about you gonna Ricardo was like he gonna get to the bottom of it, he gonna know but you a shot caller, so I'm in my mind I'm starting to think, man, you know who did it, but you just don't want to tell me. So I start pressing them more, and then I'm feeling the tension, but I'm waiting for him to pop off. Come on with it, you know what I'm saying? And then next thing you know, eventually somebody they come telling me that I'm gonna get transferred. I'm like, what? You know what I'm saying? So now, when I think about that, when you tell me that, it's like it was some,
Get you out the way.
Yeah, all of a sudden I'm getting gone. And I had been on here for a minute. I wasn't up for no transfer. I ain't put in for no transfer or no nothing. You know what I'm saying? Then all of a sudden I'm getting moved. You know what I'm saying? And man, I was like, what? And I even told my counselor, because I won't try to move, period. I was in a comfortable zone, got the job, I'm cutting the hair. I'm boom, comfortable as you could be in penitentiary. You know what I'm saying? I was in a good position. You know what I'm saying? And if that would have happened, it would have. You know what I'm saying? It's some stuff that I've been through before. I wouldn't have did them and went to the hole. But as far as like the way the dynamics of the camp was, I had been there for a minute, and I had got to the point where the police, see, when you on an institution and when the COs basically know who you are, then you gonna have less problem than most people. They didn't harass me as much on there because they knew they had understood who I was.
Good position.
Right, so I ain't want to leave. Man, I was talking to my counsel. I'm like, why I gotta go? And then she said,
the Banky special.
Yeah,
pure deliciousness.
Pure deliciousness, man.
My name is Banky, man. Everybody calls me Banky. That's the name that I got from my grandmother when I was young. I'm coming out here after 30 years. Yeah, I ain't got nothing, but I'm gonna have something because I'm rich in personality, and I'm rich in love. My family love me, and that's really all that counts.